Hey, welcome back to another day, another vlog for another week. Short week though. Yes, this is the week. Well, we're going into. Well, I've got to go home. I've got to leave site after 5 weeks on a mine site here in WA. You have to leave site. You can't stay anymore, which is a bit strange, especially in these times. But so rather than being stuck in Perth with realistically not much to do at all, everyone will be working. That I know, so it's pretty pointless. Sit around a house and do nothing, or sit in a hotel room and just sit there and twiddling my thumbs. Or I could be editing, but I'm going to go home, see the family, and fingers crossed, Queensland can get whatever they need to do to make WA open up again, and I can get back to work. So not much I can do. I may have to stay a bit longer, but I've got my niece's wedding. That's my high priority. I want to be there for her. It's pretty important to me as a family member. And my wife's doing hair. I've got to take some photos as well. So yeah, it's one of those things. Sort of, you got to make a decision, and it's tricky and it's hard. And I've been here for 5 weeks. I've done the right thing by the business, so I can't see how they wouldn't be upset. There's plenty of other people that can't get back either. So it's sort of, at least I got some holidays there. Use the holidays while I can, and by then we should be back on track. So yeah. Anyway, so what that means for the show, and that basically I'll do today, tomorrow, and then tomorrow will be the last one because I've got to pack my room because I give my room away again. So I've got to put everything away. So I won't be able to do one Wednesday morning. Flying out Wednesday morning and pack it all up. And then I'm going to have a week off, so be back the following Wednesday. So I'll either be coming back to work and doing the show on the Wednesday, or I'll be doing it from home while I'm waiting to try and get back to work. So, yeah, see how we go. And there's not much you can do. So 2 days, and then I get a bit of a break. I'm sort of actually looking forward to that. Now, good news is yesterday I had a really good morning after work. I sat here, and you'll know it if you've done it, if you've edited photos before. You get into that sort of zone, and I guess you just sort of just get bang and you just get into your pilot, and you get some photos, and they're really good, and you know what you want. You can visualize what you want out of that photo and how you want it, how it should look, and how you want to clean it up and make it sparkle and shine. And so got through edits. So now all I have to do is now go through and do a cull out of 132 photos. So a few of them are thumbnail ones that I've want, and probably ones from just my personal Instagram channel with just me in them and stuff like that. But yeah, some absolute super stoked, some just absolute bananas photos. Couple there from the last day where I did basically a sunrise out at Twilight Beach again, because I got kicked out by the dodgy ranger out at the Lucky Bay, which was not real good. Another story. We'll talk about that later down the track. But yeah, so I got down there, and so I got some beautiful, where I've got the orange glow of the sunrise over nice clouds, beautiful big thick dark clouds, and then the sun poked up and just sprayed orange everywhere. It was just blue water. Yeah, it's awesome. So I did a few things, and I purposely got some slow motion ones so I got the water nice and silky, and then I've got some darkened it up so that sunrise wasn't just ridiculously over bright, and sort of merged them together. So I get that one photo. So a little bit of fast photo mixed with a slow photo, so I get that combination to get that perfect sort of picture that I was looking for, and they come up really well. So super happy with that. Just some great shots all about. Did some black and white, got some black and white ones in there as well. And I'm sort of getting good. I'm thinking every now and again when I'm out, I can also picture if it's going to be black and white. So I do enjoy good black and white. I think it takes a certain something to become black and white. I don't think every photo should be black and white. I used to shoot a lot of black and white when I was in high school, and so I sort of still got a good basic knowledge of that there, and obviously developing it as well. Black and white film, black and white paper, prints. We used to do it all ourselves. So I've got that good feeling for it. And I don't think every shot needs to be black and whites, but some should be black and white. And that's generally when I do change them to black and white, I think they actually offer something more, and you get those textures and you get that three-dimensional feel out of something. And I think sometimes black and white can do that better than colour version would be. A colour would be, oh, it's a nice photo, whereas the black and white goes, wow, that just pops. And that's what you really need. It's sort of, it takes it's a little bit of a trick, but we did get a couple of really nice shots that I think come up really nice as black and whites as well. So, look, super stoked with that. What that means is I'm going to be smashing myself today. I've got the photos. I'm going to try and edit those down to the ones I'm going to use. Start smashing the video together and see what that's going to entail, see how we're going to go. Video's generally a little bit quicker. It's taken me a week and a half, nearly two. I was 2 weeks ahead before I started this video. And now it should have been on the weekend. It should have been Friday, so I'm about 2 days behind. 3 days behind. So yeah, spewing. It's always the way, isn't it? But so if I can get that video together, depending on what I've got to do there, hopefully tonight, now I can do a few hours now, and then a few hours tomorrow after the show, before I pack up and get everything buttoned away. Maybe able to get the video done before I fly out, which is be ideal, because I'd love to go home, have a week's break, knowing that I've given you this video and not have to sort of drag it out. I'd love to be able to finish this series off. It's been an amazing series, and get that done and dusted before I have this week break off. So that would be good. So fingers crossed, see how we go. Right, over to the news. A couple of things I'm going to talk about. ShiftPod. ShiftPod is a pretty switched-on company. They make very specific sort of tents. Super fast to put up, like 20-second, 30-second tents. Made of space-age materials, carbon fibre poles, special material, reflective, keeps the heat in when it's cold and gets rid of the heat when it's hot. So one of those companies where it does a lot of stuff. Carbon fibre frame, hub, quick setup, and it's very, very tough as well. These things were tested up to 100-mile-an-hour winds, which is just crazy. 100 miles an hour is pumping. That's bloody ridiculous. That's around the 150k, 160k. That's a fair old cyclone to be sleeping in a tent. But very, very cool. Very, I guess, NASA-y looking sort of tent. Not the cheapest, definitely not the cheapest, but if you are a serious camper and you're out there all the time and you want something that's the best, well, these are the guys to go check out. Now, they've got there's 3 models coming out. There's the ShiftPod, there's a ShiftPod XL and a Mini. The Mini and the XL are not ready to go for pre-order, but you can get the ShiftPod now, and you can pre-order that. So if you want to go check it out, go check it out. I'll put a link down below. So if you want to go over, if you do want to order it, comes with all the good stuff. YKK zippers. Let me just get this up here. Welded hex patterns, blackout technology for the best rest. So like super dark. So when it's bright out, that's really good for like if you're in the Pilbara or the desert or anything like that. It's not going to have light coming through, so you can't sleep. And probably really handy for if you're up the northern hemisphere, say Iceland or something, where you get those 24-hour daylight days. A tent like this could actually let you get some catch up and rest, because that can actually fatigue you pretty well. Now, not cheap. The normal one, the ShiftPod, as I said, is $1,700 US. So it's not for the faint-hearted, but as I said, if you are doing it professionally, or you're a business where you make your living off taking customers out, if you're a photographer and you're taking clients out in the wilderness and you want to make sure they're looked after and safe and get a good sleep, which is always good, great customer service as well, is a tax write-off as well, so that's pretty good. Definitely check this out. They do have the Mini, as I said, the Mini and the XL coming. They are super popular, so if you do want to get in on it, you would need to get in fairly quick. Setup dimensions and weights for it. For the standard one, it's a 12 foot 6 hexagon or 107 square feet. Center height 6'8". I'm 6'1", so that's plenty of room there. That's really good. Shoulder height 6 foot. Floor weight is 51 pounds. And it'll come in when you've packed up ready to go in the bag. 78 inches by 13 by 13, and it'll weigh 68 pounds. So what's that, about 34 kilos? So it's like not too bad. It's a big tent. The Mini, if you're just doing solo trips and you just want to take it in your backpack or go like that, I'd probably wait out for the Mini. I think that drops down to about $800 or something US. XL, I'd say you're probably in the couple of $1,000 sort of mark. So definitely worthwhile. Wild bit of kit. And as I said, I'll put a link down below so you go check out the site. Looks really good. And obviously you're paying for it, but you're going to get super high quality tent and look after you when you're in the weather. Cold, hot, as I said, it'll do it all, and it's built for everything. So very, very cool. Now, Elgato, if you're into gaming at all, the Elgato. Oh no, I probably said it wrong. It's my Darwin English. Has got a new face cam out. It's a 1080 60 frames per second face cam. 24mm full frame equivalent in the viewing angle of it. Fairly decent. Now, it does a few things a little bit differently. No microphone in this one, so you need a separate microphone. It's obviously built realistically for gamers or live streamers, where they've put the technology and the money into the camera and the lens and getting that right. And then obviously they realise if you're that serious, you're going to have a proper microphone anyway. You can go and get a Rode USB micro and then have a nice webcam. And this, really good. If you don't want to go up into the sort of full frame market and go that way and webcam it through your camera, if you don't have a decent camera and a lens, well, this is probably the next best thing. It looks, the picture out of it, I've looked at the boys on TechLinked, Short Circuit, I think it was, basically all the same thing. Yeah, the picture was really good. Now, the only downside I did see on it was it does use a Sony sensor, and you do get a bit of the standard Sony's red skin tone. So it's pretty evident there. You can see it. Sony's pretty well known for having that red color cast over skin. It's pretty terrible. You'd hope that they'll be able to fix it somehow soon, but maybe the next range of cameras they bring out, they'll be able to work that out. Yeah, so, but other than that, it looks really good. Now, it's $200 US, about $270 Australian, so not a bad price. As I said, your next step up from that is realistically, you're going to be looking at say an RP or an M50, which is going to be $600-700, and then lenses and stuff and all the other stuff on top of it. But look, I think this is a good little one. It's got a clip. It'll clip straight on the back of your laptop. It's got a 20 thread there, so you can screw it on, put it onto a tripod, or plenty myriad of options. They thought about pretty much everything there. So look, they've done a pretty good job. They get, as I said, they're pretty well known in the gaming area with the control boards and lights and sound deadener and all that sort of stuff. We have talked about them a few times, and I have used their products, so definitely something to go check out. Now, also part of it is generally the cable it runs, it basically direct feeds, 442 feeds straight to your computer. It doesn't have to change codecs and stuff like that. So that's the other part. So it's actually going to be better. It's going to be a faster response, and your computer's going to enjoy it a little bit better than a standard webcam accessory. So yeah, definitely go check it out. Something new for the streaming. Netflix. Actually, they're pretty much the best there is in regards to movies. I've got Stan, the others. Occasionally, the others will get one or two. Apple came out last year and they hit it hard, and they got a couple of good shows. And I think Ted Lasso's due out again, the second series. I'm looking forward to that, but then I'm going to have to pay again. But they're very consistent, Netflix. Well, they're getting into gaming now, so the best part about this, they really want it. They've gone and hired a gentleman from, where did they get him? He went from a gaming mob over to Facebook to do Oculus, that program, and help out with them. And Oculus has come forward a fair bit. They've improved it a lot. He's now moved over to Netflix, going to be bringing gaming to Netflix. And the best part about it is, or initially at least, they're not going to be charging you any extra. So you get a part of your normally monthly subscription, whatever controllers to use and all that sort of stuff, and how it's going to sync up with whatever system you're running, I guess is what they're trying to work out now. But 2022, they reckon they're going to be ready to go, and I guess it'll be interesting to see if they get some partners, if they maybe partner with a Sony, so you can maybe play Sony games, which would be awesome for me, to get all those PlayStation games straight to your telly wherever you are and just play through whatever means we have to play through. But through that subscription, that would be a pretty cool deal. I think it's gaming sort of heading all towards that streaming platform mode, and obviously those stands, your Amazon Primes and all those ones, like Netflix, are going to be set up ready to take advantage of that. So I think that's probably going to be the way of the future for gaming, is no more consoles. It's going to be streaming and everything in one box, and you just need your controller for whatever system or something like that. So look, big news. They're big boys in the game. If they can get it right, it'll flow on. It's like when Apple does something right, it'll flow on and everyone else will do it. If Netflix can make this work, well, then obviously the rest will definitely dive headfirst into it and get it sorted. So I think Apple's actually probably not far away doing that. They've been trying to do it. They just don't have the games. And I think they're probably one of those companies that not far off getting it right. And when they do, it's going to be a big deal as well. So Netflix trying to make sure they're not second place with that little scenario. Jackson Pollock, he's the man that built and developed Dogecoin, or Dogecoin, or whatever way you pronounce it, the cryptocurrency that Elon Musk has been sort of pretty big on. Had a meteoric, not meteoric. It's just gone off since it came out. That's probably a better word. I'm just going to stay away from the big words after a night shift. Going off. And look, he's come out and has said he wants to distance himself from cryptocurrencies as a platform. He believes it is basically the tool of the rich to increase their wealth without the government to keep them honest. So pretty interesting to hear that from the person that built the system. And obviously, I guess it's not hard to believe that. It has always been cryptocurrencies for a long while were very suspect, and then all of a sudden they're the flavour of the month because the rich people are making a shit ton of money out of them. I guess it's only after the fact you get a bit of hindsight and go, oh, maybe this thing wasn't the best. We shouldn't have pushed this on everyone and stuff like that. So look, pretty interesting. He comes out. He said he doesn't feel it just serves negative for the human condition. And look, it's pretty interesting, I think. So just be wary if you are getting into those. Obviously, I guess you only got to look back at the Bernie Madoffs and the Ponzi schemes and all that. You know, I'm sure when Bernie was out there selling it to all these people and all these banks and stuff, going, yeah, we're making 20%. It's going to be great. Everything's good. I'm sure it was awesome until it all went to tears. So just be careful if you are investing in these things that, you know, like everything, it's basically gambling. Investing in the share market, you just got as much chance to go down the racetrack and pick a horse. But at least when you're going down the horse track with your mates, you can have a couple of cold beers. That's much more fun than share market, I would imagine, especially for an Australian. Anyway, and that's about it. Pretty interesting. Hope you had a good weekend. Hope you're safe wherever you are. If you're locked down, which is pretty much most of Australia, not good. We've been locked down here for a bit, pretty much on site for 5 weeks straight. So it'd be good to get the hell out of Dodge and get home to see my little buddy Jack. Super excited about that. And I will see you all tomorrow for the last show for a week. How cool's that? Rightio, got to get some more work done. whether you're going this way, that way, I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.